Okay, welcome back to our channel, MegaWhale team. Thanks for tuning into another video today. It's great to have you on the channel. If you have any questions about the video, remember leave a like, comment down below what your questions are. And remember, join our Telegram channel, link in the description. You can join our VIP channel at the moment. We've got a few slots left. So contact me, link below in Telegram to get in. Let's get stuck into the video. Today's video is going to be a Bitcoin update. We're going to be looking at the chart. And again, we're going to be referring to our previous video, which was the video we did 24 hours ago, the DXY video, telling us something huge is coming. That huge thing we were actually referring to, which we explained in the video, was a break of this pennant. Now, this pennant has been in formation since 2001, guys. 21-year pennant. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. 21 years. We have just broken to the upside of this pennant over here. As you can see, the last time we broke upwards of the pennant, and we talked about this in the last video, was in fact March 2020. When was that happening? Well, that was COVID-19 crash. That's when Bitcoin saw the largest crash it has seen in a short period of time, which was about 52%, guys, in such a small period of time, 52%, and accounted for the market bottom. All right, and that was the bottom of that period, and we headed up from there. What we are seeing again is a similar thing. We are seeing the price move up and over this trend line, and I warned you guys, if we broke above this trend line, we would see a huge crash on Bitcoin, and we have in fact seen a pretty huge crash, with the last daily candle doing about close to negative 10%, which is pretty huge for Bitcoin. So the question is, what will happen now? And that's what we're going to analyze today. So we're going to break it down to a smaller time frame, and of course we have a few different options. There's always a few different options. Trading is never clear cut. There's never one possibility. There's always multiple different possibilities. Each possibility has a different probability of playing out, and your role as a trader is to gather all the information, all the data you can, process that data, use the information that you derive from that data, and give and act on what has the highest probability under the circumstances of the market. All right, and that is how you trade. You're not always gonna be right, but if you do it correctly, you got probability on your side, and trading is a probability game. Maybe you're right 3 times and then you're wrong once, or you're right 5 times and you're wrong 4 times, but on the 5 times you're right, you make more money than the 4 times you lose. You're profitable. Anyway, what I think is going to happen now is we've got a few options. Option number 1 is we come back and retest this zone. All right, the retest of this zone here. All right, this is going to be the retest of our support and resistance zone, which is a gray box, as well as the descending channel line on the Bitcoin chart. All right, with that diagonal descending channel resistance. That will occur as DXY retraces and retests this pennant for support. All right, it will have to come down and retest this pennant as support. If it comes down and retests it as support and flips upwards, well, we can expect an opposite reaction on Bitcoin. All right, we will see something like this. This will take us back down to $35,000. We'll talk a little bit in regards to whether or not we will hold $35,000, but we'll just go through these 2 short-term scenarios first. So that is scenario number 1, of course. That is the most probable and likely scenario considering the DXY just broke upwards. Scenario number 2 is the DXY fails to hold this level here and goes back under the wedge, and we can expect Bitcoin to have an opposite reaction, which is to push back upwards to this yellow line, which is about 42,500. That is the 2 scenarios right now for Bitcoin. Again, what should you do now? Absolutely nothing. There are times in the market where you should act, and then there are times in the market where you should react. And right now, it is a reaction. You want to be reacting to what is occurring, not acting based on what you think is going to occur. All right, if you act based on what you think is going to occur right now, you're probably going to get wrecked because the market is moving in very, very volatile directions. If you just look at the market and look at these chop zones here, all right, huge chop over here, huge chop. Like these areas here are where people get absolutely bled out of the market. It's very, very risky to be trading, and you should only be trading if you have tight stop losses and you know how to manage your risk. 2 or 3% stop losses, or maybe 5% stop losses, with a very small percentage of your portfolio, and looking to buy bounce zones. All right, so you're looking to buy zones where you would most likely be bouncing or shorting at zones of resistance. That is how you trade these periods. You don't just buy a coin because it's cheap and hope for the best. All right, so if we reach down to $35,000, what is going to happen? Well, I do not think we'll be holding this range again. We've already retested it a few times, and I don't think we will hold if we retest this area again. I think we will come down. And as we've said, guys, I've been telling you from like, I think mid-November, I think around 60K, maybe even a little bit higher than 60K. We've been telling you guys our target prediction is 22,000. So $22,000 to $26,000. There it is, 22,000, 26,000. We have made a considerable grounds towards our target, about 36% and a low of 45%. But of course, that still has a considerable amount way to go. We have to drop, I would say, another, let's take a look, from current market price, another 33 to 43%. So another 50% basically in total drop. We're halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through. If we continue down to this level, altcoins are going to bleed more. Imagine how much altcoins have already dropped. Multiply that by 2. That is kind of the direction altcoins are heading if we do not get above this yellow trend line and flip 48K as soon as possible. We really need to do that if the market wants to survive. Otherwise, we're going to drop a lot more. All right, if we see something like this, all right, we are very, very good above 48K. We're pretty much bullish and we're going to head higher. All right, the trend will be upwards. Until then, the trend is very much still downwards. We have had a breakout, but remember, a breakout without a confirmation retest to continue upwards is nothing more than a deviation from the market pattern. All right, I'm not going to say it again, but just keep that in mind. A breakout from a market pattern without a confirmation upwards is just a deviation. It's just a deviation. It's just a data point we can ignore. It doesn't mean anything anymore. This is relevant while it happened, but now it's irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything. All right, it's pointless. We can just delete it from the chart. In reality, we are still just getting rejected from this trend line now and heading down. So guys, one more thing I want to bring up was the Brave New Coin Liquid Index chart, and I did a video on this one, I think 5 or 6 days ago. Let me just bring it up to log and take these off. There we go, here it is. I didn't, maybe a little bit, maybe 10 days ago, a little bit longer. All right, it was a little longer ago. It was actually maybe around the beginning of Feb or mid-Feb, I think 19th of Feb or something. We told you guys that the zone we're looking out for is 35,000. Now, if the $35,000 zone has acted, you can see as a very major support throughout the entirety of Bitcoin. We can see instances throughout this entire period here, and even here as that 35,000 zone acting as the bridge between major resistance and major support, meaning that we kind of hang around just above it or just below it as we're bottoming out. All right, and this trend line, of course, is ascending, so the price changes throughout time. For instance, down here it was $224, and here $668, and then it would converge upwards because it is an ascending channel. We're seeing a similar thing here. That price action is now sitting around 35,750. All right, so that's our critical zone, 35,500-ish now instead of 35,000. If we lose that level, we will see something, and I've warned you guys, don't tell me I haven't warned you, we will see something like this. All right, maybe not extreme as that, but nonetheless, we will see something like this, a drop down. All right, we will see a significant drop down, and that is how my target of $22,000 will be reached. It will be reached quickly. It will be reached very, very bloody, and a lot of coins will basically bleed out here and pretty much never recover again. We'll have a lot of altcoins completely die off and just never really recover, never really kick off. And you're looking at these projects that have a weak team or a half-assed team, or the price has just been pumped up to phenomenal levels for God knows what reasons, and those coins will just never recover. Right? They'll never reach all-time highs again. They'll probably go up, 500-600% in the next bull run, but they'll never reach all-time highs again. And we've seen instances of that this cycle already of altcoins never really reaching those all-time highs they made in 2017 again. And you can say, well, the bull market wasn't as good as it was in 2017. And yes, that's a fair point. The bull market wasn't as good, but at the same time, we doubled the last all-time high. We went to 79,000. The last all-time high was 20,000. We almost doubled it. So in reality, it doesn't really matter the percentage gain. The fact of the matter is the price is still very much going upwards. The total market cap is almost doubled. These altcoins that are lagging so far behind the market cap is because they're just bleeding. They're just bleeding. They're losing value against Bitcoin too quickly, and they're not gaining value against Bitcoin when the market rises. And as simple as that. So be careful, guys. Stay wary. I wouldn't be looking to enter a market. I'd be very, very patient right now. If you want to trade with caution and trade with guidance. You know, if you wanted to start trading, join our VIP channel. We post very, very safe trades, of course, as safe as they can be during this market. Nothing is for certain, but we give you the most logical entry points, and we give you the most logical stop losses and targets for the current positions. So if you want to get into that, link in the description. You can find all the information in our Telegram channel. I'll show you it here. This is all the information you can find over here. And if you got any questions about it, send me a message. All right, I will see you in the next video.